I'm gonna unplug my webcam because we're now gonna move on to doing a bit of script writing. So yeah, let me just put my webcam away and then I can start out some shit. So, window capture. Let me start my window capture. That should be that. Yes. Okay, let me have that visible, and then I need to switch categories. So I think there's a writing thing. Yeah, writing and reading. Wait a minute, let me look up at this category because this might be a game called writing and reading. Writing and reading. Let me see, is this an actual just writing category? Let me see. It does seem that this is a actually writing and reading category. So yeah, I'm gonna pop into that category. Yeah. So yeah. There we go. Go. Okay. So, this is the title of the video that I've called it. Oh, you can't see it. It's gonna be called My Favorite TV Show That Isn't Ninjago. So, Orphan Black. That is the TV show that we're gonna talk about. So, Orphan Black. Can I make it so it auto adds a... delete that. Auto adds a thing. Auto adds a... what's it called? Heading. Insert... is this where I wanna do it? Table of contents? No, that's not what I mean. Format. I don't use it too often. Members, not that. Not citations. Let me see. Search headings. Oh wait a minute. Apply. It's apply heading, isn't it? Let me see. Where is it? Let me see. Okay, is it edit? File edit. Oh wait, no, it's here. Normal text heading 1, apply heading 1. Orphan Black. That is the thing. Okay, so we've got heading 1. I know. Let's change that to title, and then we want a heading. So we want the summary. Which I'm gonna do outside of stream. And then we want. I think I'm gonna do. So we want the summary of. Wait, I'm gonna change this. So we've got the summary, right? And then I want the summary of the main Orphan Black series. So heading 1. So we've got Orphan Black. I think I'm gonna do mainly focus on Orphan Black, and then Orphan Black Echoes, and then briefly touch on Orphan Black Echoes, and then maybe talk about like other Orphan Black media. So the audio series that's on Spotify, and I know there's graphic novels as well, but I don't have access to those. So yeah, and I haven't finished the audio series, which is why it's gone in other Orphan Black media. So yeah. Graphic novels. I'm just gonna put comics instead of graphic novels, because I don't know the difference and I can't bother to learn the difference. So yeah. Other Orphan Black media, and then let's see, what else should we put in this? So we've got the summary of the series and stuff. I mean, this section won't be too long. It'll just be like, oh, Orphan Black was about these, like it's about Sarah who meets Beth, which leads her to meet Allison and Cosima, and attempt to find out where they come from, and like this mysterious virus, and like who the rest of the leader clones are, and who the fuck are the caster clones, and shit like that. Just like basically summarize the whole series instead of like going like episode by episode. And then for Orphan Black Echoes, it'll probably be even like a shorter summary than for the original series, because that Orphan Black Echoes got cancelled after one season, which is stupid. So yeah, let me see, Orphan Black Echoes cancellation. Maybe talk about bit by that. And maybe like where the OG series succeeded compared to Echoes. And then I guess then we go into my experience with Orphan Black, so how I became a fan, I guess. Or like just more of like this is gonna be like my general experience with Orphan Black. So yeah, how I became a fan. I guess then like interacting with a like dead fandom. That's how I'm gonna title it. But like literally it's like it's just me in this fucking fandom right now. Like one other person. I'm gonna have a look actually, so I'll have a look at my phone. Let me see. Orphan Black on YouTube. Orphan Black. Recently uploaded. Okay, some people who are like watching the series for the first like time. Some videos about just generally about Tatiana Maslany, who plays all the leader clones except Charlotte, but that's because Charlotte's a kid. But like for most of the like adult leader clone, for like all the adult leader clones, Tatiana Maslany plays them. And she also plays She-Hulk as well in the new the MCU She-Hulk. She plays her. But yeah, there's not a lot of Orphan Black stuff, so like that's been posted recently, again mostly like first watches and stuff. So yeah, it's like not a lot. Is there anything on Twitter? Because Twitter usually Twitter's the place to go for me for like interacting with fandom mainly, with fandoms and stuff. So yeah, Orphan Black. There's a few people that like talking about it, actually. Yeah, you guys should go watch Orphan Black if you haven't watched it, because it is quite fun. It is not quite fun, but like quite a good series. So yeah, there's a lot of Orphan Black fans out here, but like I doubt like the Orphan Black fandom is as big as it used to be, because the series ended like almost 10 years ago, so yeah. Okay, what other subsections could we have? So I mainly want to do a summary of Orphan Black and Orphan Black Echoes, because that's the two biggest pieces of Orphan Black media that I have fully interacted with. I fully watched both the OG series. I've watched it twice, and I've watched Orphan Black Echoes as well. So again, I don't know. What else? What else should we add? So, summary, Orphan Black cancellation, comparing the two. I guess it's just gonna go off like I don't want to do a full rewatch. I don't want to do a full rewatch of both series. But I think this is gonna be like my thoughts at the moment. Because I do have like a few thoughts on like Orphan Black that I do want, like Orphan Black and how it like compares to Orphan Black Echoes, that like I want to make more coherent, basically. So how I became a fan, interacting with a dead fandom. That again, that title of that section is like kind of, what's the word, like preliminary, like that's not going to be there forever. That's just like a placeholder for this section of the script. So how I became a fan, interacting with a dead fandom. Where could we go from here? Like, where do I predict Orphan Black will go? Like, where will the series go from here? So, like, I don't see Orphan Black really going anywhere, but like, I don't like really see it like just completely like diminishing either. So yeah, and I guess we could just do like a bit of a conclusion then. So yeah, we have, well, the summary, that's just like these 3 sections here. So really it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's like 9 sections. Okay, so OG series, Echoes, talking about other Orphan Black media, the cancellation of Orphan Black Echoes, where the OG series succeeded compared to Echoes, how I became a fan, interacting with a dead fandom, and where do I predict Orphan Black will go, and then the conclusion. So I'm gonna make this all bold and like underlined. Just make sure my brain can easily read it compared to the normal text. So yeah, I think I'll start on this section here. So how I became a fan. So yeah, like kind of more my like experiences as a fan. You know what? Let's just get rid of interacting with dead fandom and just title it experiences of a fan. Kind of. That's the name of that section. So yeah, so I first watched Orphan Black like back in 2021, I think. It was about 3 or 4 years ago that I first watched it. I think it was 2021, yeah. So I first watched Orphan Black about 3 or 4 years ago. So 2021. 2022. I didn't really have much to. From what I remember, I didn't really have much to watch on Netflix at that point because I was just waiting for the new Ninjago season to release. So yeah, I'll put that. I didn't have much to watch on Netflix at that point. Mainly because I was waiting for the new Ninjago season to release. I think at that point, 2021 was. Wait a second. So I feel like my brain has to count backwards in terms of the season, in terms of which seasons have been. So 2023 was Dragon's Rising season 2. 2021 was 2023 was Dragon's Rising season 1, and then 2022 was Crystallized. So this would have been around when I was waiting around for Seabound, Seabound or Crystallized. So Seabound / Crystallized to release. Had it already released? I don't remember, but I know I was waiting for the next Ninjago season 2 release. So it was around this time. It was before Crystallized released. So the latest I would have watched it was early 2022. So I think it was 2021 though. So yeah. So I was just scouring. I guess that's how you scouring? Searching Netflix for a new series to watch. Yeah. And then just Orphan Black got recommended to me, and I looked at it and I was like, this looks interesting. There's not really a big story to that. Orphan Black was recommended to me, and I thought that it looked interesting. And yeah, because I think what does the description for Orphan Black say on Netflix? Because it recently got added back on UK Netflix. Let me see. Orphan Black. Let me see. Does it have a series? Does it have a description for? It has it for the episodes, but not the whole series. Well, let me see. Orphan Black Netflix. Is there a Netflix bar on the thing? So when Sarah witnesses the suicide of a woman who looks just like her, she assumes the deceased's identity and unlocks a world of secrets. Yeah, and then I must have seen the first, the episode titles, because the episode title for the first episode of season 1 is Natural Selection. So I was like, that's biology based. I was very interested in biology. Partially because the episodes, because some of the episodes are biology based, have biology related titles, and at that time I was a biology nerd, so yeah. I just watched it. It wasn't really that like big like standout moment. I just was like, this looks interesting. I started watching it. This is a very interesting series, and I just started watching it. So yeah. And turns out it was like, turns out it was a very intriguing series for my biology like nerd brain. And then what else? Let's go right for this. I'll admit, when I first watched the series, I didn't really know what a lot of the terms meant, but I was like, at that time I was very interested in genes, so yeah. So I'll admit, when watching like a lot of the later seasons, like maybe from like, no, actually, I was watching when watching the series, I didn't know what a lot of the terms meant, like the biology related terms, because I hadn't started my A-levels yet, so it must have been 2021. Meaning I was waiting for either C-bound or crystallized. I must have been waiting for C-bound or crystallized. Was it after I watched C-bound or no? I don't remember. So yeah, when watching it, I was confused by a lot of the terminology, but it sounded sciencey enough for me. Sciencey enough, I guess, for me to like continue watching. I'd be intrigued by the concept of like clones and shit. Be interested in the concept of clones and shit. I'm gonna actually say clones and shit in my video. Okay. Yeah, I think when I watched it, I could instantly tell it was like a series from the 2010s, and then I was like, okay, this is a really good series. Like, it doesn't really like hold back in terms of like its like themes, I guess. I guess it feels like a show from the 2010s that like wouldn't get made today, which is like, you know, Orphan Black Echoes got cancelled, but like the original Orphan Black probably wouldn't get made now, or like would get cancelled now. Kind of. It was very like out there for its like themes, and like I think a lot of people have talked about this before, but like in the like 2000s, 2010s, a lot of people were like experimenting with TV shows, and like, but now it's like everything has to be like safe, and like if it's like a not like a pre-established thing, or like if people don't like it within like the very first season, if it doesn't like have high ratings in the first season, then it's just gonna get cancelled. But like in the 2010s, it was like, oh, if something doesn't have high ratings in like the first season, then they make a second season and like see if it'll pick up traction, you know, and see if it'll do better. Then it gets more and more seasons. But yeah, I feel like even not like well established, like The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, or if it's like not a high hitter, if it wasn't like a high hitter that like was like kind of that's like brand safe, I guess, then like it gets cancelled, you know. We all know what happened with like, you know, the Owl House and shit. Like that was supposed to like have more stuff, like more seasons, but then like Disney being Disney cancelled it, and was like not cancelled it, but like stopped it from getting further seasons. Like I think only has like 3 seasons, and even then season 3 like has like what 3-4 episodes. So yeah, similar thing in the video game industry. Yeah, kind of in a way. Like I feel like, oh yeah, actually, because I didn't really think about the video game industry when compared, like being kind of similar to what happens with like TV shows. But then again, like if you just think about like EA, like there's this game called Alice Madness Returns. I bring it up every few months, and Alice Madness Returns is actually the second game in the American McGee Alice like game series, right? The first one being called American McGee's Alice. And this duology was actually supposed to have a third game, right, called Alice Asylum. And EA, being fucking EA, let's be honest, does not want to do anything with the license. They hold the license to the American McGee Alice like franchise because basically there's this company called Spicy Horse. They made, I don't know whether they made the first game on their own or with EA, but I know they made the second game. I know they made Madness Returns in collaboration with EA, and at the time they had like both companies had like partial rights to the license, I think. But then Spicy Horse got shut down, so I think what happened is that when Spicy Horse got shut down, the license just went to EA, like, and then EA's just been like sitting on the license like ever since. Like American McGee has tried to get a third game like greenlit, but like EA have just been like, no, fuck off. And the thing is, they didn't even give the rights back to American McGee. And now like American McGee is like, American McGee, what he basically said, it's been like a year or two since American McGee has like left the games industry. But off the top of my head, he basically said like, oh, Alice Asylum was gonna be like my last big project with the Alice like franchise, with the Alice license. And then he was just kind of, but now that he can't do it, he's just like kind of left the game industry, which is like fair enough, honestly, because like imagine like building up a like franchise in collaboration with like between 2 studios, and then like not, and then like and then one of the companies just like goes under, and then the other company is just holding on to the rights. You know, it was just like not a great thing. It made me eat it. The thing with Alice, the Alice franchise, just made me dislike EA even more. Even though I do still play Sims and stuff, it's just like, first of all, like with the Sims franchise, they're like getting greedier and greedier. You know, they're making like packs that like have not a lot in them, or like they make multiple packs that could have been one, and then they charge expensive. They make them expensive, basically. Like, you know, if we compare like Sims 4 to Sims 3, all the expansion packs for The Sims 3 are like £17 ish, and then all the expansion packs for like the game packs for The Sims 4 are like £34. Plus there's, you know, the kits that are like, there's the kits and like the other smaller packs that are like £5 to £10 each, and I think added all together it's like over like £1,000 just for every single pack, even though a lot of packs just could have been in one. Like, you know, cats and dogs, my first pets, could have just been one pack, but like it's not. So yeah, and plus like with the Sims 3 packs, you get a whole lot more for a whole lot less money. You get more for half the price. Like, for example, in the Discover University pack, if you compare, I have the university packs for both 3 and 4, and in 3 you get way more. Like there's like a whole lot, there's like significantly more lots in the university world in 3 compared to 4. And plus you can add lots in 3 and like place lots basically wherever you want in 3, but you can't do that in 4. And also you get like a lot of the like laundry stuff that you get, a lot of the laundry stuff you get in the university pack for 3, but then you don't get it in 4. The laundry stuff is like in a separate kit. And saying that we have to pay for washing machines and like dirty clothes, that's just insane. And yeah, like if we go back to the Alice franchise, it's like, oh, they were willing to make Alice Madness Returns, or like help fund Alice Madness Returns like 14 years ago. It was like Alice Madness Returns released 11 years ago. It must have been in development for like at least 2 years. So EA must have been funding it since like 2009 at least. I don't know how long it actually was in development for, but it must have been in development for a while. But then they don't want that. But then 10 years later, like 10 years later, like over 10 years later, they don't want to greenlight the sequel to that game that they greenlit and helped fund 10 years ago, which is just insane to me. So yeah, it's like not a lot of companies want to take a risk anymore. I think that's why a lot of people, including myself, play and enjoy playing like indie games, you know, because I find that indie studios tend to like take more risks. Obviously there's like a lot of people who really enjoy like AAA games, or like games by like big studios. Again, I'm a big Sims fan, and like I really enjoy Minecraft, but even then Minecraft started as an indie game, and it's no longer technically classed as an indie game because it's now owned by Microsoft. But like I think Minecraft and Sims and technically Alice Madness Returns are like the only like indie games that I like play. What games have I played that are like not indie? Lego Ninjago Movie game was helped made by Warner, and then I think every other game I have played is indie. And I think it's that indie games are like way more. Why am I getting to Discord notifications on my phone when I'm connected to the internet? Anyways, I have Discord open on my computer. Anyways, indie games are just way more like willing to like listen to like what people actually want and like make a game that they want to make rather than what game will like make money, make the most money, you know. Like we don't need another FIFA game. We want games like Unpacking or Thank Goodness You're Here or Stardew, you know. So yeah. It just sucks that now like big studios aren't willing to take risks, or like when they do take risks, like just like keep their risky projects in the dark and like put all their money on advertising like larger projects. Like if we talk about Disney, like there's like, I can't think of it. Like, okay, I'm gonna switch to this screen really quickly and I'm gonna look at Disney movies that have been released in the past 2 years. So let me see. I'm gonna look at Disney animated movies because I feel like I have more to say. Disney animated. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Okay, feature films. Okay, so Wish, that got a decent amount of advertising. Moana 2, I didn't even know. I think that's only recently I've started to see advertising for it. Strange World, I did not even know that had released or was being made until I think either a week before it released or like a little while after it had released. Let me see. What other films released in last? Let's see. Animated films released in 2023. Let's go 2023. So let me see. So we had The Boy and the Heron. I can't remember if the advertising I saw was due to just people around me talking about it or just like due to actual advertising. Nimona, I saw quite a bit of advertising when that was released. The only reason I say when it was released and like I'm not really sharing on that is because it's like a Netflix film. So like they don't really like I don't really have to like plan my day to like go to like the cinema if I wanted to see like Nimona in the cinema. Ruby Gilman Teenage Kraken, I don't think I saw any or like a lot of advertising for it, which is a shame because I've heard like it's like quite, I mean it's not like from what I've heard it's like not like a great movie, but like it's a solid movie. Mummies, I don't think I saw a lot of advertising for that. Let me see. What have I seen? I did see a lot of advertising for the live action remake of Little Mermaid, but I'm specifically mainly focusing on animated movies. Mario Bros, the Mario Brothers movie, the Mario movie. I saw a lot of advertising for Mario Brothers, but like who didn't? Migration, I saw a bit. Not too much, but like I saw a bit. Same with Elemental as well. I saw a bit of advertising for that, but not a whole lot. Let me see. But yeah, there's like a few movies that that have been released that like just don't get advertised, and like, which is just stupid. Like, for example, with Disney, let's see, they released Wish, they released Elemental. Oh no, I saw a lot of advertising for Elemental, actually. I saw a lot of advertising, but then I think it was only like 2 weeks before it was actually released in theaters. So yeah. I hate it when Disney does that they don't like actually advertise a lot of some of their movies, and like generally companies in general, when they don't like actually advertise their movies and shit, it's stupid. So yeah. Okay, let's get back to the script. So in 2024, I wanted to rewatch Orphan Black because of how much I enjoyed like watching it the first time. And I had also like completed biology A level at A levels like in 2023. So I like, was it last year that I rewatched it? Yeah, it was last year that I wanted to rewatch it. So I like wanted to see if I could like understand all the biology, like all the biological terminology and shit. Understand the biological terminology that's like in the show more than I did previously. Let me think. Oh, I need a capital letter because reasons I have to have a capital letter in A levels. Okay. But it wasn't on UK Netflix. It was on UK and Ireland Netflix at the time. Yeah, this time soon, by the way, when it previously was, because I originally watched it on Netflix. Which is annoying because it's one of my favourite live action shows. It's my favourite, actually, live action show. Drink, Jesus Christ. Been doing a lot of yapping. Luckily I managed to find it on ITV. I managed to find it on ITVX, which is like a UK streaming service. Owned by ITV. But like, my Shayla, you know, I really, but I was like kind of pissed. Kind of pissed because, you know, it's my favourite show. Because it's like my favourite show and I wanted to rewatch it, and I just had to take it off when I wanted to rewatch it, you know. Had been taken off, you know. I also hate ads, and ITVX has ads, and the free version of ITVX has ads, and there's no fucking way that I'm watching that I'm like paying for ITVX when I was only literally rewatching Orphan Black, and I literally only use ITVX now to watch Ninjago and rewatch Orphan Black. But luckily Orphan Black is now on UK Netflix again, so I literally only use ITVX to watch the new Ninjago seasons, because for some reason fucking Netflix puts the new Ninjago seasons on about 6 months after they've aired everywhere else, which is just stupid. How the version of ITVX has ads, but like that's my own fault. Because I'm not paying for no ads when all I use it for is Orphan Black and Ninjago. Well, just Ninjago now. For all I use it for is Orphan Black, and that's my own fault. Well, just Ninjago now, since Orphan Black is now back on the UK Netflix. Again, like I said, Ninjago is on UK Netflix as well, but it put the ad on, but the ad on the new seasons like 6 months later than welcome back from the ad, by the way, than when they aired, which is stupid and annoying. I have no idea why they like took it off like last year, but then why they took off Orphan Black last year, but then added it back on like this year, but whatever. I have no idea why UK Netflix removed. I have no idea why Orphan Black was removed from UK Netflix even. Why Orphan Black was removed from UK Netflix last year. Well, we added this year, but at least I don't have to deal with ads anymore. I don't have to deal with ads when we're watching it again. So yeah, we're watching. Okay, experiences as a fan. Okay, so I said about when I first watched it, rewatching it, Netflix and stuff. Okay, now I talk about. Let's see. I'll talk about I guess like being a kind of just like interacting with the fans. So okay, let's see. Although I don't have a lot of people to talk to about this, I guess. Don't have a lot of people I can talk to about Orphan Black and Netflix, because I am like 10 years late to the fandom, which is my fault. Maybe I shouldn't have been, ended like in 2017. I was 12 in 2017. So yeah. God damn it now. Jesus Christ, 2017 was 8 years ago. I'm 20 now, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. My bad, go. When did Orphan Black first start airing? Did it first air? Let me see. When did Orphan Black come out? 20th of September 2013. I would have been 8 years old in 2013. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, that was 12 years ago. Should have been 8 when it first aired in 2013. It literally finished when it. Jesus Christ, stuff feels like a long time ago, man. Which it was quite a long time ago. 2013 was a while ago. I'm sorry, I'm having kind of an existential crisis while I'm tired. That's not a good combo. Okay, should have been 8 when it first. And I didn't even have a social media account until 2017. Jesus Christ. Like, bro, make your Twitter account and interact with the fan base. I literally made my Twitter account when the show, like, wait a minute. When did I make what specific day did I make my Twitter account on? It was, okay, during November 2017. So, yeah. Yeah. And then Orphan Black ended, Black ended 12th of August. So I shouldn't have made it. Like I shouldn't have made my Twitter account like 2 months. 3 months. 3 months, yeah. Should have made it like 3 months after the show finished it. Show finished. I literally made my Twitter account 3 months after the show ended. Yeah, the show was fucking dying when I finally had even heard of the show. But the fandom was like probably dead by that point. Let's be honest. And when I found the show in 2021, yeah, it was 2021. The fan base, the fandom was probably dead. Despite the new like a lot of the new media and stuff that was released then, I didn't really see a lot of traction around Orphan Black. So yeah, surrounding Orphan Black, you know, Echoes, the audio series, etc. I didn't see a lot of traction surrounding the show until Echoes was cancelled. That's when I it's like the most traction surrounding the show, and everyone's like, no, you shouldn't have cancelled Echoes. But then it went back to being right dead because like we had no new content. I didn't see a lot of like, I didn't see the fandom really being active until Off Black Echoes was cancelled. So yeah. Which sucks because I don't have a lot of people to talk about the show with. I don't have a lot of people actually to talk about the show with. I said that point earlier, so yeah. You know, because I'll just say it again. Because I don't have a lot of people I can talk about the show with, or there's literally like nothing. There's literally not a lot of fan content surrounding Off Black now. I literally have one Twitter mutual that like is a fan of Off Black. That is it. Oh my god, Off Black, I remember being obsessed with Cosima and Delphine. Welcome in, Sam Calloway Rights. How you doing? My favorite clone is definitely Cosima. I feel like Cosima is like me, very science nerd kind of, you know. It sounds like, I remember watching the show for the first time and like seeing Cosima and watching the scenes with her in it and being like, she is me, I am her. You know, with all the like science nerd. I just love a science nerd in a show. And I feel like personality-wise, I'm closest to Alison. I just got like 1000% on things that need 10%. That is definitely how I would describe Alison, though. Yeah, Alison, she's a pretty fun character actually. I think with Alison, it's like I enjoyed watching her kind of like slightly descend into like a bit of like madness in a way. Like at first, like when you like first see her, it's like, oh, she's all put together. She has like her kids doing football. She has her kids doing this, that, and another. But then when you actually get to know her, she's like a proper stress head. She's like, she just does not know how to like stay calm and like react to things like on the appropriate like level. She always goes like a bit overboard, but like that's why we love her. Like it's always like so fun seeing how Tatiana Maslany like acts so differently as each of the clones. That's part of the charm for me as well with the show. Like you can't really tell that like all the clones are played by the same person. Now I do suspect that like a lot of like the scenes where like, you know, the characters like hug and stuff, that's probably done by like helped by like stunt doubles and stuff like that. But yeah, right, she was so good, you could easily forget that she did all the characters. Right, like you could have like one scene where it's like just Sarah and Cosima and be like, oh yeah, this is just one actress talking to herself. Like yeah, it's just crazy like to think about like how many characters she played on that show. Like off the top of my head, I can think of Sarah, Beth, Alison, Cosima, Helena, and then Tony, and then the clone that then the two clones that Cosima and Delphine were helping in like the very last episode, or the last few episodes, and then Crystal as well. Crystal was such a fun character. I really enjoyed her. She was just like, yeah, no, I'm not a clone. Sarah, she's fucking ugly. I don't understand how you think we had the same face. I really enjoyed Crystal, actually. I have a soft spot for misunderstood and slightly evil blondes, so Delphine was always my favourite. That is, you know what, that is fair enough. Delphine is probably a character that like is used a lot in other Orphan Black media, and I've been, every so often I'll go back and rewatch and listen to an episode of the audio series that's on Spotify, the Orphan Black audio series, and Delphine is always just such a like a fun character. She's kind of like, I feel like with Delphine she kind of is like slightly similar to Alison in the way that like she'll like go from like 10 to like 100, but like kind of Delphine knows how to keep her composure when Alison certainly doesn't fucking not. Like Delphine is just like knows how to stay in line, knows like, you know, knows how to like that's totally true. Yeah, Delphine knows how to like kind of keep her eye on the target, kind of in a way, in a situation. But then Alison is just crazy, so it's just a bit like kind of like she freaks out a lot, and we love her for that. We love her for that. So yeah. So yeah. Anyways, I feel like this section is almost pretty done, and I only really wanted to do one section on stream. So yeah, I kind of want to chill out, end stream now, and I can get the rest of this script done. At some point, I think I'm gonna get I think this is gonna be like the next video, or like if not the next video, then like after I get the next video done for the second channel, then this is gonna be like become the priority video. But yeah, so because I have a few videos in mind for my second YouTube channel. But yeah. But I really do want to make this video on Orphan Black because I really enjoyed watching the series, and I really wish that I was in the fandom when it was like first a thing, like when it was like releasing, and like, you know, when it was like a bigger thing than it is now. Because now, like, there's probably not a lot of people in the fan. There's not like a lot of people who are in like the fandom space of Orphan Black, even though like there's probably a lot of people who watch the show because the OG show got 5 seasons. Just because like there's not a lot of new media surrounding Orphan Black. Like there's Orphan Black Echoes, but that got cancelled after 1 season, which is a shame. There's the audio series that has 2 seasons. There's the like comics, the graphic novels, whatever you call them. But those have it, but I don't know where to buy them. I think Amazon is like the best place. Amazon or eBay is like the best place to find them. But yeah. But yeah, I don't know where like they officially would have been sold. I assume like Comic-Con or something. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go and raid out. Let's see Who is live today? Let me see. Let me just refresh my Twitch so that I can actually see who's actually is like accurate. Let's go raid Kai. Again, this is like the third time in a row that we've raided Kai because we raided him Sunday and Monday. His and my stream schedule just like lines up like pretty perfectly so that I can always like raid him. He's playing a bit of a Goose Duck, and then he says he's gonna do a bit of Repo after this, which is always fun. Repo is always a fun time to watch on Kai's stream. So yeah, go enjoy Kai's stream. Hope you've enjoyed. All my socials are in Twitch commands, about me section, and the description on YouTube if you are watching over my main channel. Hello main channel viewers, hello. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed, and I shall see you guys on tomorrow actually, for a bit of Chaos Craft, bit of Minecraft. I actually really enjoyed this stream. Don't really do a lot of just chatting and like script writing anymore. I used to do a lot of script writing and stuff like 3-4 years ago, but not really anymore. Mainly do gaming. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed, and I shall see you guys tomorrow. This was a fun stream. So yeah, bye guys. Bye.